Hello, welcome back to Ebb and Flow Creative Co. My name is Emmy. Today I will be painting a little mushroom in a frame. I'm using watercolor and gouache, and I will provide a template if you want to also paint this image. So I'll leave a link below to the website where it is. So it's a mushroom painting, which I've done before, but what I really wanted to do was paint a pink mushroom. So I will be painting the details mostly in pastel colors. I've had this idea in my head for a while for painting pink mushrooms in pastel colors. You always see them in bright red or orange, and I just thought it would be prettier in pink. You can follow along with me and paint your own. Paint it whatever color you want, but I just wanted to hop on and do a simple painting, a little more my normal style than what I often post to the channel. So I'm going to let this dry, and I'm going to come back with gouache and add in the background and paint around. If you notice, I went out of the lines in places, and I'm not too worried about it because gouache can cover it. So I'll be back when it's dry. Alright, it's nice and dry, so I'm going to get started. I am starting on the frame, the little scalloped edge first, because it's a lighter color. I think I'm going to go with, let's see, I'm going to do green and blue, like a dark blue, so probably this crazy pink. And just start filling it in first. And so I like working light to dark, just like in watercolor, with gouache as well. So then I don't have to fight it if it comes to that. And so I'm using my little Stay Wet gouache palette, and it's still going pretty strong. I refilled it and added clove oil to it, and I've been spraying it with distilled water, and it's not moldy yet. It's still going strong. I don't have distilled water in here, but I also used smaller amounts so that I wouldn't waste it if it molds. And I have a big a big art project ahead of me, so it should get used more too. And I just find that using this makes painting with gouache convenient. I don't have to find the tubes and then squirt out the tubes and worry about them. And you can use them dried, a lot of the colors. Some of the colors don't work well, so I like this method. And I love the combination of gouache and watercolor. It's like hand-wise, like feeling-wise, it feels so similar when you're painting. But then I really love the flat matte look of the gouache with the translucent texture of the watercolor. I think that they're very pretty together, and I like the contrast. Alright, so now I'm going to come back and add details with gouache. And so I'm using a really pale, kind of peachy color to just add some definition. And we can add some more color to anywhere that needs it. Or in this case, we're adding some white. And so I'm covering up some of the watercolor, but it's okay. And I'm just kind of defining spots that need a little more definition first. This is a mixture of probably burnt sienna and probably this like creamy pink color. It's a Winsor & Newton color. I'll leave the name of it. And then we're going to go in and add little lines to the bottom of the mushroom. And I'm just softening it anywhere where it needs it. Just a little more color and definition. And so we're going to add a little bit of pink, this crazy pink, and this is just Holbein, I think it's just called pink, but it is almost a neon color. It's very bubblegummy, and I really like it. It's very, very bold. But we can add the brilliant pink as well. And we don't want to cover all of the watercolor, just where it needs a little more color, I suppose. And so between these two, because there's not a lot of contrast, I add a little bit there. And I'm softening everything just to make it blend very nicely. Alright, on these little purple mushrooms, we're going to go in. I got to mix this a little, and we'll add some definition to the stems. And just a little more color to them. We're going to give them little stripy bits. And so if you don't have gouache, you can do this with a colored pencil or even pens or markers, because watercolor and gouache are really easy to work over. So they're very easy to add some other medium over them. We're going to soften these lines just a little. And I didn't add one there, so we're going to do that. soften it just a little more. There we go. Alright, and some of these leaves in the background, I'm just going to add a little more detail because I can see the pencil lines and it's kind of bothering me. So, and then I want some of them to pop more. So, I'll do that one. And why not this one? Make it a little brighter. And this is a good way to like fix any spots that you messed up too. Or if you could go back with watercolor as well and darken some spots. I love using gouache with watercolor because I just love the combination. And it allows you to fix mistakes. But it does reactivate, so right there it's reactivating a little, and that's okay. We'll just soften it and pull it through. And then I'm going to add some blue to this because I can see too much pencil line. And that doesn't always bother me because if I'm going to use it for like a sticker or an art print, I can take it out in Photoshop, but I don't know if I'm going to do that with this print. I do like it though. Oh, the other thing I want to do is add some stars to the sky, which I'll do here in a minute. Because I made the sky so dark and I think it would be fun to make it nighttime. Alright, I'm going to fix this a little bit right there. It's just an awkward little leaf that's poking through and it looks weird. Alright, so we're going to add some little stars. And you have to make sure the background is completely dry for this or they'll just blend. They just kind of disappear. Alright, and the trick to making stars look a little better is that if you make them too random, it looks weird, but if you put kind of some of them right next to each other, that looks a little more, it looks better in my opinion. And vary the size, you know. Alright, so I think I'm going to add just a little more white to this bead, a little bit right here. And maybe these leaves down here too. So I like using a red pen when I draw, especially on video, a red pencil, because it shows up a little better, but the blue one probably would have been a little bit better for this. Or erasing it more. I keep it pretty dark so that I can see it when filming though. And it's pretty much done after this. So you could clean up any like edges. Like I could go in and fix some of this or mix some green to make some more little different colors. Maybe even. Like that's fun to add more grassy bits, but it's done whenever you feel like it's done. Add a couple more little grassy bits in this color and call it a day. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it inspires you to make something in a weird color combination. Just try it out and see like how it feels. It's one of my favorite things lately is making stuff in weird color combinations, and it's It's very freeing. And it's kind of the best thing about art, is getting to invent things. Like, how cool would it be if there was a pink mushroom? I'm sure there is somewhere. There might be a pink mushroom somewhere. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!